Is it good to caulk around the base of your toilet? Stay tuned, we'll find out. Hi friends, welcome to Fix This House. If you're new to the channel, consider pressing the subscribe notification bell so you can always be in tune on DIYs, how-to videos, and product reviews that I do within this channel. So you're probably wondering, what am I doing laying on the floor of this bathroom? Well friends, I want to have a toilet-to-toilet talk with you. So let's talk about caulking the base of the bottom of your toilet. Now this is a very debatable topic. A lot of DIYers and professionals are constantly going back and forth. No, you shouldn't do it. It's bad. It's going to create many problems, and there's a lot of people also saying that yeah, you should do it. There's a lot of advantages. Make sure you stay tuned throughout this whole video because I'll be talking about the advantages and the disadvantages of caulking around the base of your toilet. And also make sure you stay tuned till the very end because I'll be showing you the proper way of how to caulk around the base of your toilet if you do decide to do so. Well, let me talk to you friends about the advantage, me personally, why I caulk the bottom or the base of my toilet. Well, that's to prevent any water or urine from going underneath the base. If you're like me, I have a 3-year-old son. He's still trying to learn how to use the toilet and he's getting better at it. Not the sharpshooter, but he's getting better. Probably most of you friends can relate if you have boys and they're still trying to learn how to use the toilet. Now, if you don't have caulking around here, urine can collect right underneath the base of this toilet and it's going to create a very foul smell over time. My kids also love playing on the sink, on the bathtub, and water splashes everywhere. Now if you're going to have water going through here, you're going to have water seeping through. If this is not sealed, then you're going to have, again, water going in there, creating stagnant water underneath in the bottom, and it's going to create mold over time. So the next advantage of caulking around is to create a good base or a good foundation. Say your bathroom is on top of a concrete floor. Most concrete floors are not leveled. If you have a toilet that's sitting on concrete, it's gonna wobble over time. The bottom gasket of where your toilet bowl sits on top of that gasket, if it rocks back and forth, it could disturb that seal and it doesn't create any stability if you don't have anything underneath. So caulking the bottom of this creates a good base for this toilet to sit in so that it prevents any wobbling. So the next biggest advantage of having caulking around the bottom of your toilet is to prevent any insects or bugs from hibernating or going inside there. Let me tell you a story. One time I was going in the bathroom early one morning and I saw a millipede or some sort of bug that was coming out of there, and that was pretty gross. So having caulking around there will prevent any insects from going and making a nest under there, going ins and outs. It's nice and moist and warm underneath there, so bugs love that area. So if you live in a hotter climate, humid climate, that's the #1 area where bugs, cockroaches, centipedes, or any type of nasty bugs, they love to hibernate under there. Especially if you've never seen the bottom of a toilet bowl, there are pockets underneath there that bugs can make a home. Another advantage that I forgot to mention is it creates a nice aesthetic for your toilet to your bathroom floor. It creates that nice flush look. I know some people might like that floating look where it looks like it's floating from the floor, but also there's a nice flush look that you can accomplish by caulking around here. Now you don't necessarily need to use white caulking. There's different types of colors that can match your floors to the toilet. So make sure you go check out your big box stores, check out for different types of color caulking that can match your floor, or if you're okay with white to make it nice and match with your toilet bowl, feel free. But if you're interested on any products, any of those caulking, different colors, I'll leave all the links in the description down below. Check out the tools and different types of caulks for your option. So now let's get to the disadvantages. Why do people say don't caulk around the bottom of your toilet? Well, the #1 reason for that is what if your toilet leaks? You won't be able to see any leakage underneath or signs of leaks saying that, hey, your gasket is bad. That toilet flange seal, or it's a wax seal or a rubber seal, if it fails, you won't be able to see the leak coming out from the cracks around here. At some point, I do agree on that, but there is a way that you can actually still caulk and see that there's a leak in that, and you can get the best of both worlds. And that's by caulking around here and leaving a tiny gap, let's say about an inch gap on the back of the toilet so you don't see it, and it creates a way so that if it does leak, it will come out from the back and you will see the water leaking from there. Another disadvantage some people say don't caulk around the bottom of your toilet is maybe they have hardwood floors. if it gets soaked, it's gonna start buckling, or it's gonna start getting mushy under there. It's gonna go between the cracks of the joints of the hardwood floors. I myself personally, in my home, I have vinyl plank flooring that is waterproof, so I don't have that issue. You have tile just like this, that shouldn't be an issue as well, because you know, tile doesn't absorb any water, so that's what's great about that. It only has grout lines, and if you have nice grout lines on your tile, you shouldn't have any issues with that as well. With that being said, friends, if you have any advantages or disadvantages that you can think of, leave it in the comment section down below. Please share with the community. We'd love, or I'd love to see your perspective on this. Also, make sure that you comment down below whether you caulk or you don't caulk the bottom of your toilet. Also, another thing that you want to consider is the codes. Some local codes do not allow you to caulk on the bottom of your toilet. Some do, but in my honest opinion, friends, it's your house. You can do whatever you want. I myself personally am not going to mind the codes. If they say no, I will still do it because it benefits the way our lifestyle is. Especially, I have a young son who is still trying to learn how to use the toilet. So with that being said, friends, let me show you how to caulk the bottom of your toilet the proper way. So if you do decide to caulk the base of your toilet, you want to use the right caulk. Obviously, you don't want to use any type of caulk. For example, I wouldn't want to use this DAP extreme stretch, which I love using on baseboards and on trim. You're inside the bathroom, it gets wet, it's going to get moldy, it's going to discolor. So you don't want to use this type of caulking. You want to use the right caulking, which is this one. This one is the GE Kitchen and Bath, and the number one thing is you got to have a waterproof one. This is 100% waterproof, and it's also mold-free sealant. That's what you want to look for, those three things. Again, if you're interested on this type of silicone caulk, I'll leave the link on the description down below, along with this caulk gun that I'll be using. Now, this is a great caulk gun. This is my number one go-to because it is dripless, and you'll love it. Just try it out. Let me show you how to open this correctly and apply it correctly. A lot of people will just follow the cutout here, which is the 1/8, 3/16, and so forth. I myself personally like to cut a small amount first. Okay, so I'm gonna cut a small cutout. Okay, so just enough for this to go through. Now, I did make a video on some caulking tips, so if you want to see that after you watch this video, check out this link up here. I'll show you many tips and tricks so you can have that nice caulking professional look when you start caulking around anything. First thing that you want to have is a nice damp piece of cloth or a piece of rag. This one I'm just using a paper towel, wetting it, and make sure that you have a water or spray bottle handy. Now you want to put a little bit of soap in here as well. You don't want to have to run the whole thing with one run of caulking. You want to do this by layers. Okay, so the first layer that we're just going to put a little bit amount around there, and you don't want to over put caulk in there, and you're going to waste a lot of caulk and you create a glob or a blob of caulk. You don't want that. It's going to look messy. So just take it nice and slow, little by little at a time. You want to wet your finger a little bit and just give it a nice one pass around. Now notice how there's barely any caulking on my finger, which is good. Let's go and put another layer. Now you don't have to wait that long. You can put another layer right away. Same thing, wet your finger, run your finger right through here. See how nice and clean that is? We're not generating a bunch of extra caulking, and this is the only thing that I took out from that pass. Now, if you're good with this second layer, by all means. The key thing of doing this is to take your time and do it by layers, so you don't waste any caulking and you have this nice clean line, and you don't have to go and use masking tape and piece of rag to clean up any excess. Now this is where the grout was, nice and sealed. And that's where we stopped, halfway. You want to have a 1-inch gap at the back so that if it does leak, you can see the water coming out from there. The thing with masking tape is a lot more time consuming because you're going to have to go and follow the contour of that bowl. If this is your first time caulking, this will be the best route because you can go and glob this out as much as you want, put as much as you want, but at the end you're still going to get a straight line. Because if you're more experienced and if you've done caulking before, I think this is the best route. I'm done caulking. Now, like what I do with all my caulk tubes, when I'm done, take it out from the caulk gun. And how to seal this, I use caulk caps. Now these are awesome. It keeps the caulk nice and fresh, preserved, and these will last you many more years, so you can use this for many more times. Again, you can reuse them. All you gotta do is fold them up when you're ready to use and fold them back down when you want to store it. Check out the link on the description down below if you're interested on these caulk caps. The back caulked right here all the way around. See those nice clean lines all the way through going to the back. Now I can't get my camera back there, but I did leave a 1-inch gap or 1-inch area on the very back that's not caulked, just in case the toilet does leak. You will see water coming out from there. But there you have it, friends. No more bugs or any urine going underneath there, or any stagnant water collecting, or bugs hibernating underneath your toilet. Gives it a nice aesthetic look, clean. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think, friends, and if you do the same process or same thing with your toilet bowl. That's it, friends. If you found this video super helpful, please hit that big thumbs up, press the subscribe notification bell, and I'll see you, friends, on the next video.